Alright guys, here's your R. Kelly update. So I reported to you guys this morning about the delay because they had a hard time tracking him down. Well, he made it to the hearing. And it happened this morning in a Brooklyn, New York federal courtroom. R. Kelly had pleaded not guilty to the sexual exploitation of young women and girls. So these girls allegedly had attended his events, and that's where he had met them at. There's 5 Jane Does listed in the court documents. I had read his whole indictment to you guys previously on an earlier video. So the 2 of these victims were one chick who he had met at his concert, and then another was a radio station intern. So he met both of those. Those are 2 of the 5 victims. Now, R. Kelly had arranged, allegedly, for some of the victims to meet him on the road for sex. One victim had traveled in 2017 to a show on Long Island where he had unprotected sex with her without telling her that he had herpes. Well, R. Kelly's team says that there is no evidence. There's absolutely no evidence at all. 0 evidence is actually what they had said that says that he has herpes or even knew he had herpes and recklessly had conducted himself. So the allegations of herpes, that was actually made by Faith Rogers, who currently has 2 lawsuits with R. Kelly. Faith had actively cooperated with the federal agents during the investigations against R. Kelly. She had also premiered in the, Surviving R. Kelly video. I think that's one. But she was in a video just talking all about the situation, saying how she walked in with her sister and all that. So, now, Faith, Miss Rogers, they saying he ain't got no herpes. So, I don't know who you need to go to. But if you got herpes, you better find out who gave them to you and go, because they saying that he ain't got them at all. Medical records always surpass any legal issues. No matter how many cops in the world you go to, how many federal investigators you go to, the medical records at the end of the day is what exposes the truth. So they're saying he absolutely does not have herpes. Never had it. Never said he had it. All right, so this morning, his hearing was actually briefly delayed because the system had lost track of him. Unfortunately, his New York lawyer, which is Douglas Anton, he was unable to meet him before the hearing. So, and he had actually wrote a letter Thursday night complaining to the federal magistrate that he couldn't find R. Kelly. So Anton had said the Federal Bureau of Prison officials who flew Kelly into New Jersey Thursday night or Thursday afternoon were unhelpful in explaining where R. Kelly was so he could meet him before the hearing. So this morning, R. Kelly was actually found in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. So it's unclear as to what exactly is going on there. So, apparently last night, R. Kelly came from Chicago and landed in an airport in New Jersey. So those officials, I don't know. They said they don't know nothing about the situation. R. Kelly's attorney is like, what are you talking about? Regardless of what happened, guys, R. Kelly and his team, they went after a second bond or a second bail, and it was denied. They're not going to give him bail again. So some of you may heard of this situation already, or this may be new news to you. So he is not getting a bail. They're trying to say he's a flight risk. They gave a couple reasons or whatever, but I really don't see him as a flight risk. I think he's too old to be a flight risk. And they were trying to give the argument where, he needs to make money. Like, he needs to come home and make money. And then they were saying again, like I said previously in the previous video, that they were saying that they would make sure that he had absolutely no connection with folks. The only reason he would connect with people would be for strictly business. So I think what the prosecutors were trying to say is that they didn't trust it. They didn't want him to approach the alleged victims, you know, persuade them, charm them, whatever, you know. I think in the indictment, it did say that, like, his team, R. Kelly's team, was very famous for paying off people. That's what they're saying. They're saying that's, you know, there's evidence that proves that. So we'll see, you know what I mean? We'll see what goes on here. I really feel bad for R. Kelly's children in this whole situation. I want to say I feel bad for R. Kelly in this situation, but in a lot of these situations, it seems like he puts himself in these. But, you know, then again, you know, these chicks, it seemed like their families was okay with putting them in these situations. It's a little itchy situation. Now, in one of my comments, somebody had said they had yet to see footage of R. Kelly with a young girl. Me personally, like, I'm in my 40s. Way back when I was in my late teens, they had the footage come out of Sparkle's niece. I forget what her name is, but she's the one who recently, since he's been locked up, she's like 30 years old now, and she's now cooperating with the federal investigators also. So I'm sure she's one of those victims. So I don't know, guys. We'll see. I just hope the people that are innocent in this situation remain to be innocent, and the people that are guilty have some kind of consequences. Whether if it's R. Kelly having consequences, or whether if it's the victims who are just in this strictly for the money. I do kind of, I'm concerned about the fact that these people are waiting so long to come out with this information. And the fact that some of them have like books coming out. Some of them are filing civil suits. I would think I would want him locked up as a criminal first and foremost if he had violated me. I mean, these is little girls. They're not related to him. There's no strings attached. But again, I would think that, you know, maybe they would have came out to their parents or something. But, you know, if the parents was getting paid to be quiet, like, and they was being quiet, it's just a ring. It's just a whole ring of no good. It's just a whole ring of no good. And it's sad, you know, because R. Kelly is a very talented singer. It's a shame this had to take this route, and we're now here following his case of him allegedly doing sex trafficking with children, with little girls, child pornography. Like, damn, it's like that, homie, you know. So, but we'll see what happens. It's not the end of the road. He hasn't had his trial yet in either state, in Illinois or New York. So just keep being patient. We'll see what happens. I don't think they set the next court date yet, or they will be. We'll figure it out. I'll stay on top of it. I'm just not going to be reporting every little tiny detail. I'm going to give it to you in a bulk so it all makes kind of sense. So hopefully this video made sense. Hopefully the last video makes sense, and hopefully the next video makes sense. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It should be down there in the corner. Click on it, subscribe to the channel, like the video, like it, leave a comment down below. I try my best to get to all my comments. You know, I do this for y'all. Okay, I do this for y'all. I'm not a firm believer in R. Kelly and his innocence. I really ain't. But, you know, let's give him a chance. Let's see what he got. You know, maybe this is strictly just people being money grubbers. I mean, obviously they've been money grubbers this whole time. I did not watch Surviving R. Kelly. I do not plan to watch Surviving R. Kelly. I just don't want to. I just hope that, I don't know, I'll just keep reading from the court documents and the actual evidence that they're finding. But you know, a lot of times in these court cases, and what I'm finding in my reportings of a lot of these small crimes, is that the prosecution doesn't always turn over all the evidence. So it always looks like the defendant is completely wrong. At the end of the day, the prosecution is in there to win a case. You know, like, really, they're in there to win a case. They're not in there a lot of times solely to serve justice. And that's sad. That's really sad. So, you know, guys, till next video.